How to prospect on LinkedIn as a financial advisor. By the end of this video, you're going to have some brand new and fun tactics for finding your next clients using LinkedIn. First, you're going to understand how prospecting on LinkedIn is very different than prospecting on other social networks. You're going to gain perspective on how to build strong connections on LinkedIn, and you're going to get started on new tactics for increasing shares, views, and even comments from new contacts on LinkedIn. Hope you're ready. Let's go ahead and dig in. So when we think about prospecting, that's simply looking for new clients. But let me be honest, if you're a financial advisor, the process is a little bit different for you than other types of professions. Why? Because your clients have to have a high level of trust in you. Think about this. Imagine a doctor came and knocked on your door. Maybe you're new to the neighborhood. A doctor comes and knocks on your door and says, "Hey, I'd love to be your new GP. Why don't you hire me today as your doctor?" You're going to say, "Whoa, what's going on? Are you even in demand? Why are you knocking on doors for clients or customers?" That's not really how you build a relationship with a potential doctor. Well, financial advisors are the same way. Many of your best clients came through referrals because there is a trust level involved. And so we need to make sure that as we go on LinkedIn, we're not thinking that we just send messages to random people saying, "Hey, I'm a financial advisor, I can help you," because that's really not how you're going to get the best clients. The clients that are willing and able to do business with a financial advisor know that they have to trust the person. And so we have to look at how we're going to build that trust. Speaking of trusting, we all know that people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And so the question is, how do you go into LinkedIn and people that don't know you, don't necessarily like you because they don't know you, and don't trust you, how do you get them to give you some views? How do you get them to give you some attention? Well, it's going to require you to finesse a little bit. You've got to be creative. Rather than doing a push strategy for marketing, we're going to do a pull strategy for attracting prospects to you. So again, it's not about being aggressive and contacting the most people. Maybe you're reaching out to 10, 20, 30 people a day. Don't do that. I strongly suggest you not do that. It's very rare that I say that something doesn't work, and it doesn't mean that there's no possibility, but chances are the type of folks that you would actually get signing up with you doing that probably aren't your ideal client anyways. They're not going to be very savvy. They're probably going to give you some issues in the end. You want those juicy referrals. So how do we turn LinkedIn into a referral engine? That's what we're going to be looking at. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're presenting our best selves. We don't want to invite someone to our home when we're a mess. We don't want to meet with a new client or potential prospect in person if we're still in our pajamas and our hair isn't combed. You need me to fluff out my puff, for instance. When I wake up in the morning, it looks like a flat, crazy sideways beret. You don't want to do business with me looking like that. We want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is the same, because the rules of engagement online are exactly the same as in person. Just like in person, you want to put your best foot forward and look great the first time someone meets you. You want to do the same thing on LinkedIn. Just a few things we have to do before we even start prospecting. Number one, I want you to look at that photo that you have of yourself. Be honest. Does that look like you now? Is it 10 years old? Have you cut your hair? Have you lost some hair? Do you look different? Go ahead and get your photos redone. If I can just give you a suggestion as someone who's married to an international photographer, do not let them over-edit you. You need smile lines. You need a few wrinkles. If you really think about it, perfection is not lovable. We don't trust perfection. We might admire it, but we don't trust it. And so when you get those pictures done, it's fine to do a little touching up, but don't make yourself look 20 years younger or like a cartoon where you have no lines on your face whatsoever. That's just weird. So go ahead and update that photo. Number two, the headline that comes underneath your photo that has your name, and then there's like a sentence or space for you to put in a sentence. Go ahead and update that with words or terms that your ideal clients would likely be searching for. So if people that are searching for you would call you a wealth manager or financial advisor, or if you specialize in annuities, those are the types of things that should pop up there. And at the end of that headline, put some type of contact information. It could be an email address, it could be a phone number, but something so that when you pop up on a list of results when someone's searching on LinkedIn, they're not having to go through profiles and send you a connection request. Your contact information's already right there waiting for them. Now, we're talking about refreshing everything. The headline space that you have, where there's space for a large picture, a lot of times people just have that gray or blue graphic that's there. Utilize that. Utilize that not like you would on other social networks to be too creative or funny. Make sure that your headline picture represents you well. So it could be you doing community service, it could be the logo of your company, whatever needs to go there, but it needs to represent you well, and it needs to be something that would draw in people and make them trust you. Couple other things, actually go through your profile and update the information. Are the dates still accurate? Are there things that you're offering now that you didn't before? Also, keep in mind that LinkedIn runs on keywords. What that means is that people cannot find you in search for any words that are not contained somewhere in your profile. Whether that's your individual profile or even if you have a company page, you can only pop up for words that are there. So maybe get some of the keyword research that your web person did, or maybe go on Fiverr or Upwork and have someone do a little keyword research to figure out what people would type in to find someone like you, and make sure those words are actually included in your profile or your company page itself. And then lastly, I want you to join some groups. LinkedIn allows you to join up to 50 groups. Now, do I expect you to be active in 50 groups? Absolutely not. But what happens is when you share a group with someone, you pop up higher in their search results. And so start thinking about where are some groups that there'd likely be people who would be great prospects for you. Maybe go through some of your best clients' LinkedIn profiles and see what groups they've joined and join those groups as well. So that's just step one. I know I gave you a lot of things within step one, but step one is just making sure our presentation is right. So as we draw people in, we're presenting the right image. Now, we're about to get into the prospecting process or the tactics you can use to draw people into you. But before we do that, I have to ask you a question. Have you already subscribed to this channel? If not, just take a moment, subscribe right now. Also, if you have any financial advisor friends or wealth manager friends as well, or peers, make sure to share this video with them because I'm sure that they could use the help as well. So let's talk about tactic number one. We already know that as a financial advisor, your best source of referrals is from existing clients. And so you can leverage LinkedIn to make this happen on a larger scale. Now, do you have to be very careful with what you post? You can't post specific financial advice or say that this person's your client. You have to be very careful in what you do. So we understand and we want you to stay compliant. However, one of the things you can do is ask your clients to share some of your helpful posts. So you're not giving specific financial advice, but you might share information on the markets in general or things people need to know about saving or how to get your kids on board with the financial plan that they have in place. But have your clients share that information. Let them know one of the best things they can do is share that. At the end of your post, ask the question, what information do you need on this topic? And then watch as you've connected with some of your already existing clients, they start to ask questions. Now, obviously, some of them, if they get too specific or it's about their portfolio, you can't answer it on LinkedIn. And you could just say that and tell them you're going to contact them separately. But having them engage with you and having them comment and share increases the likelihood of their network seeing you. And all that is a digital referral. They're spreading word of mouth, but just in the digital space versus in person. That kind of leads us into the next tactic, and that is to provide high quality posts and information that's going to encourage comments and questions. And so again, we're not giving specific financial advice, but as you know, there's a lot of information that general public just does not know. And right now, living through this time of intense, fast-paced change, any information that you can provide on helping people stay financially healthy is something that's appreciated. So even if it's a high quality article about teaching the fundamentals of investing or saving to your middle schoolers, that's the type of thing that will get passed around a great deal. If you work for a brokerage, yes, sure, share their articles. But think about this. If 500 other people at your brokerage are also sharing the same article, is it as valuable? So from time to time, throw in some other things too that are interesting. If you write some of your own articles, and it doesn't have to be anything long, but again, it needs to be high quality and something that people want. It's not about giving them what you want them to know, but understanding the questions that are already going through their minds and answering them without them even asking you. It's going to make them trust you, and that's when they're going to start to know, like, and trust you and want to do business with you. And then the last one is really, really simple. Tag other people and congratulate other people. As a financial advisor, I'm pretty certain that you're heavily involved in your community. You have referral partners. There's people all around you that are doing incredible things. Make sure to post about them on LinkedIn as well. Tag them, congratulating them, letting them know how awesome they are, how proud you are of their accomplishments, and watch them return the favor later. And if you don't know what tagging is simply using the @ sign, starting to type their name, and then selecting it so it turns into a hot link where someone can touch it and it goes to that person's profile. When you start doing that to other movers and shakers, they're naturally going to want to reciprocate on some of your future posts as well as sharing some of your accomplishments. I've given you plenty of things to do to get started on prospecting on LinkedIn. It's probably not what you expected because you probably thought I would give you a strategy for having a template, for going in and contacting people through their messages. This is the most effective way for financial advisors. Now, if you want to look a little further into the future beyond just LinkedIn, I do have a free gift for you. If you go into the description of this video right now, just go on down there, you're going to see that there's a link for you to be able to download my Future Ready Playbook. What this playbook allows you to do is identify specific goals and start planning for those goals that will carry you into the future. So there's all kinds of great activities and things that are going to help you rethink how you think about the future so that you have more control about it and have less chance of becoming irrelevant. Go ahead and download that right now.